AP trying to get me out of the picture and steal my girlfriend, P2. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. Update. It's been a while since I made a conscious decision to not reconcile, and having that level of closure was helpful overall. The drama has ended and I find myself in somewhat of a normal space. Days are more predictable and it feels like I have control over my life again. Dare I say, there are days when I'm actually quite happy. I'll be singing along with songs again, working with enthusiasm and seeking out good conversations with people around me. However, there are also days when I'm suddenly overwhelmed with feelings of pain. Even on my good days, I still think about my ex and what happened. But, it won't rule my day or my moods. It's during the bad days when I particularly struggle with events that occurred. In my case, it wasn't just that my ex cheated, but she lied to me for months and gaslit me too. I suspected she was cheating and I'd confront her only to be met with gaslighting. Those events play in my mind. I find myself wishing that I handled it differently. That I walked away sooner. That I could have pushed Abbott more and been more critical at the time. But, I also understand that with trust, there's no need to do that. And I trusted my ex, so despite my suspicions, I chose to accept what she was saying back then. Even taking shots at me saying that I'm being insecure or threatened unnecessary. Looking back now, knowing that I was deceived affects me on those bad days. What are some of the things I can do to minimize the impact of those thoughts and feelings during the bad days? How have you managed to distance yourself from ruminating over these things? I have complete faith that my future can be great. I'm avoiding any toxic behaviors. I haven't rebounded and I'm getting quite comfortable being on my own. But, I realize healing isn't linear. I'd really appreciate some advice or just to share in your experience with this. Update. Hey everyone. I've frequently posted about my situation last year. Discovered my GF was having an affair. Found out on our anniversary when I had plans to propose. I won't go too much into detail, but it was messy and I had to deal with her psychotic AP who was targeting me in many ways. There were many ups and downs. I considered reconciliation, but my ex was too inconsistent. All trust was severed. I went through so much of Daily Mind movies because I saw some stuff that nobody wants to see. I had so many unanswered questions, I felt like I wasted so much of time, effort and money, and to top it all off, the trauma of betrayal affected my emotions daily. However, eventually, I broke free. I made the decision to not reconcile, and for the first month or so after making that decision, I faced resistance from myself. Fears and insecurities would affect me. It was so painful to walk away despite being betrayed like that. But I'm so pleased to say that after more time, lots and lots of work on my end to heal emotionally and face everything, submitting to reality and letting go of the chapter, I feel good. I am a strong believer in the concept that life happens for you, not to you. These days, I feel even more convinced by this because of how happy I feel on some days. It's not perfect. As you all know, you still deal with some thoughts and emotions. But I'm no longer attached to what happened. I don't label myself anymore as a betrayed partner or anything. I've let go of that whole relationship and chapter of my life. So now, I'm just building a new me. I'm just me, a work in progress. And I have to say, it feels so good. I'm the most at peace I've ever been in perhaps a long time. I pray regularly, I exercise daily again, I eat clean, I spend a lot of time with myself focusing on my emotions and thoughts, I read self-help books daily, I cut out a lot of toxic people from my life and strengthen my relationships with those who make me feel good, I work with enthusiasm, I have goals and I do things that I enjoy. This is the most balanced my life has looked in a long time, and I had to suffer greatly since last year to get here. It was not easy, but it was so empowering because I took control of my life. I didn't go rebounding, I didn't partake in vices, I didn't force anything, I didn't run from the trauma, and I stopped labeling myself based on someone else's actions. The road is still long, but if this is any indicator of what's to come, then I'm so excited for the future. At a certain point, you have to stop with the infidelity videos, the constant pain shopping and the ruminating. That was holding me back from accepting the end of a chapter in my life. It may take you half a year like it did for me, or it may take you many years. But, you'll get there, either with reconciliation or without. But you have to do what's difficult but good for your soul, your future, your mental health and your happiness. I hope this brings some comfort and hope to you. Stay strong, and I'm sending my well wishes to all of you. Thanks to everyone on here who took the time to help advise me. Here are some best comments from the community. Good that you're working through this. Over time things will get better and you will meet someone who loves you enough to be honest with you. And you should only be back here to give advice to the next group of BS/BP. Onward and upward. That's excellent. I believe when bad things like this happen, it is both a test of character and character building moment. Life gives you a fork in the road and it is up to you to choose the path that leads to better outcomes or the one which leads to misery. I'm 9 months out and feel the same way. I mostly have good days now and feel relief I'm no longer with my ex, but I do still think about him every day. The bad days are few now but really suck, and I ruminate about the lies, about how I felt, and I get this nauseating feeling when I think about him in AP living life and being happy while I'm still trying to pick myself up. I'm also processing it all healthily and not really dating or rebounding with anyone. I'm not ready and I know I have a lot of emotional scarring from this experience I need to sort out. I'm on dating apps to chat to people and dip my toes in slowly, but no one on there is serious about meeting anyway, so it stays as chat buddies. I don't have any advice other than it does get better with time. I can hope that by processing this properly and in a healthy way makes us better people than them, and karma will be served eventually. Take as many lessons as you can from this. I've had to dig to find some, but they are there. I've been struggling with this myself lately, and I've found that doing something physical when it hits can pull me out of my emotional loops. A quick 15-minute yoga flow, some squats, a walk with dog, anything to engage my body and be present in the moment. If that isn't possible, like I'm laying in bed trying to sleep, then I'll try to identify the root cause of that emotion. For example, I also trusted my ex and ignored my instincts. I didn't trust myself because I wanted to believe in the love from him. If I had enough love for myself, I wouldn't have needed his version of it, and I would have seen all the red flags. So now I'm working on giving myself that love. I'm trying to shift my mindset from grief to growth. This relationship isn't going to break me or define me, I'm going to move on and be happier than I ever was with him. He'll be repeating the same patterns for the rest of his life. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.